Good evening, Team Genesis associates and guests. My name is Janet Larson Meyer, and I'm an Executive Vice President with CTFO. The email announcement about tonight's webinar included a powerful quote that is well known among professionals in the business world. It's been used by marketing experts, sales leaders, and although I'm not exactly sure who said it first, I am sure that it's true. Facts tell, but stories sell. Let me say that again. Facts tell, but stories sell. The meaning of that is pretty obvious. Storytelling may be the world's second oldest profession, and it predates written language. People often have a hard time recalling facts and figures or features and benefits, but it's hard to forget a real great story. And that's what we have here for you tonight. Some great stories from real people on our team about the life-changing impact our products have had for them. These stories will enable you to see what our products can do for people and make it easy to share that with other people. My friend and Vice President Diane Stech, who splits her time between living in Fort Myers, Florida and Minocqua, Wisconsin, is here with us, and she'll be interviewing 4 of her teammates about the inspiring and memorable stories they have to tell about CTFO and CBD. Now, Diane has a great story herself, and you remember that she appeared with us on a previous webinar with her partner, Lee Blanche. These 2 ladies are yet another example of CTFO's entrepreneurs who are living the laptop lifestyle we always talk about, traveling back and forth between the beaches of Florida and the lakes of Wisconsin, running their businesses from their laptops. What a great lifestyle for 2 great people, and I've loved working with them since they joined our program last year. One of the obvious keys to this couple's success is their ability to connect with people and build real relationships that are both personally and professionally rewarding. Back when they first started with CTFO, Diane and Lee discovered that there are people right under their noses that need our life-changing CBD products and our money-making opportunity. Family members, friends, co-workers, service providers, and even random people they meet out in public. They were excited to realize that there were people who needed our products just about everywhere. All they had to do was have conversations that included asking the right questions to uncover pain points where they could make a difference. They found that there were a lot of different ways to connect with people and find opportunities to help them realize what we have to offer. Some associates advertise on social media. Other associates run ads on places like Craigslist, and some associates go to health or career expos, etc. There's no one right way or wrong way to share stories with other people about our life-changing products and our lucrative business opportunity. After all, who doesn't want to feel better or make extra money just by doing what most people already do for free anyway, telling people about great products that have helped them or people they know? It's really that simple. And tonight, Diane's going to introduce you to 4 people with great stories who are going to do just that. No doubt the stories you're about to hear will leave a lasting impression on you, and we're sharing them in the hopes that you'll tuck them away in your memory and retell them when your paths cross with someone who needs to hear them. We have a lot to pack in here tonight, so let me bring up Diane and let her introduce you to the 4 members of her team that will be sharing their personal experiences with us. Diane, welcome to this Team Genesis webinar.
Thank you, Janet.
Thank you, Diane. I appreciate your time, and I'll turn things over to you. Take it away.
Well, thank you. And you know, you're absolutely right about this. My first guest actually taught me this phrase, and that is, this is an emotional business. So with that, if I could bring up Amy Free. There she is. Hi, how are you tonight?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing really well, doing really, really well. And you did teach me that. This is an emotional business, and it is a business of stories. So to me, the more stories you know, the more successful you're going to be in this business. So Amy, if you would, I'd like you to share with us your experiences with CTFO and CBD. So let me start out by asking you, what were your health challenges and your struggles before you started taking CBD?
Well, I've actually had quite a few health challenges in my life. I'm 54 years old. I've had a neck fusion. I have had cancer twice. Before my 50th birthday, the week before, I had a heart attack. I have chronic pain syndrome from a knee replacement that was done badly. And I also suffer from fibromyalgia. I guess the scariest part was when the doctors literally threw their hands up and said, there's nothing else I can do. You're really at the max amount of medicine that we can give you. And I went home in despair, crying, and I said, you know what? There's got to be something out there. And I started looking and I found CBD.
And so which products did you start using?
Well, I actually started using a different product. It was CBD, but a different brand. I started with the 200 milligrams and then went up to the 300, and I was feeling better. The pain was better. My energy level was good. I just felt better all around. Then unfortunately, I had to go off for a short time. And when I did that, I just felt gray, literally all my energy just fell through the ground. And I wasn't myself.
Yeah.
Until I found CTFO.
Excellent, excellent. So let me ask you, because you have a very unique story in that you were on another product and then you switched over to ours. Now you started with the full spectrum, is that correct?
I started with the 500, yes. And I could tell, I'd say 2-3 days, I started feeling better again. I started getting that spark back.
Awesome, good.
But, it just still, I felt like there was more. There was more that I could do for myself. And that's when I got on the 10X.
And then how fast did you feel results with the 10X?
Honestly, the first dose. It was amazing to me. The first dose, you could really tell the difference.
And what kind of changes, for you, what kind of changes did you feel? What did it do for you?
Well, the biggest thing is my pain. The pain was better. I actually had pain shooting down my right leg. That eased up. I got my light back, and I just felt better all the way around. I wasn't anxious. I was happy again. I got my color back. I wasn't gray anymore. And I just felt awesome. And I moved down here to Florida to do that, to be healthy and happy. And I am.
And you've got a nice tan that proves it too. So that's awesome. You shared with me some unexpected experiences. Would you share with our viewers tonight with those unexpected, your doctors you were sharing with me earlier?
Yeah. Actually, it was very unexpected. I do have a lot of doctors. When I moved down here in September, the first thing I had to do was to fill my medicine bag again with new doctors. And the first doctor was my general practitioner. And I've always been honest with my doctors, and I told her I take, CBD oil, and at the time it was 500 milligrams, and she was very accepting of it. As a matter of fact, it's with the Millennium Group, and it's on the computer with the list of all my medications. It says the cannabis oil, and it says 500 milligrams. And just today, I went to my pain doctor for the very first time. And I told him, we talked about the medicines I'm in. Now he is going to give me a pain program. And I told him that I was taking the CBD oil, that it was 500 milligrams, that it was, 10 times, it was 60% absorption into my skin, and it just works, and it works. And he said, you know what? I'm behind you. It's in your program. I think CBD is a great addition to your program.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I was really happy that, we can work together like this. So he knows it works.
That's awesome. Well, thank you. Anything else you can think of that you'd like to add? How has it impacted your lifestyle? Anything else that you can think of, Amy?
You know what? It has changed my life. It's given me my quality of life back, and I've got my light back.
That's awesome. And you do. And you are beaming, and you're full of light and lots of energy, and I appreciate that.
And you know what the best part is too? Meeting you and Lee and all my team members. I love this company. I love working for them. It's just a joy because I'm helping people, I'm making money, and I'm educating them about CBD oil.
That's
You don't
very
have the
rewarding.
fillers. It's just hemp oil and a little bit of peppermint flavoring, and that's it. It's good for you. And
Awesome.
I'm helping people. So
Awesome.
thank you for that.
You are quite welcome. My pleasure. I love working with you. So thank you. And thank you for those inspiring stories. Thank you, Amy. All right. All right. My next guest is Denny Nobles, and she's on with her husband, Alex. Hello, both of you. How are you doing?
Hello. We're doing well.
Excellent. Very good. Well, thank you for being here tonight, too. And you both have just tremendous stories as well. Denny, if we could start with you, what was your health challenges and struggles before you started taking CBD?
Well, the thing that bothered me the most was for the last 15 to 20 years, I've had benign essential tremors. Essential tremors has a lot of symptoms similar to Parkinson's, but my neurologist said, no, it's essential tremors, it's benign, but when you suffer from it, it doesn't feel benign. It's embarrassing. As the years have passed, the tremors have gotten more severe. And I've been married to Alex for 25 years. And like many wives, I like to make him coffee and serve him food. And when I went to give him a cup of coffee, sometimes he would wear the coffee. And sometimes when I handed him a plate of food, he would wear that too. So anyway, my son retired from the Navy. He came to Florida. He said, Mom, you really need to look into CBD oil. I tried a product off the market and I got some benefit, but it wasn't what I was looking for. So I went to a higher dosage and I was taking it so many times a day. And I spent $200 on that product.
Wow. Okay.
I was about out of it. And I thought I need to get a higher dosage.
Sure.
And I'm not ready to spend closer to $300. So talking to my friends at my water aerobics class, they told me about Lee and Diane. And so I talked with them. They told me about the 10X Pure, and the rest is history.
There you go. So you started with the 10X Pure 500.
Yes.
And how fast did you see results?
I would say within an hour of taking it.
It's amazing.
The tremors in my hands subsided. And so Alex was very pleased because we could eat in public again, because even going to a restaurant and trying to eat soup,
You couldn't do it.
And it was not only demoralizing to me, it was embarrassing.
Okay.
And I felt like I was on exhibition.
Sure, sure.
I used the 10X Pure 500. I took it several times a day. And I knew I needed to go the 1500 because even though my hand tremors had stopped, I could still feel the tremor inside my body. I started with the 1500 10X Pure, and now my body feels at peace. I went and saw my neurologist, told him about it, and he said, this is the best thing you can take.
Excellent.
And he said, you know, I have a lot of patients that have lung problems and have tremors or have Parkinson's or epilepsy.
Sure.
And they're counterindicative. And so I would rather they take this instead of taking a neurological drug to help relieve their symptoms. So,
sure, with all the side effects and all the rest. Yes. Yes. That's just awesome. So what, you talked about the results. Any unexpected results? Anything for you that you weren't expecting?
Well, my sense of confidence is the biggest, because, you know, when you don't feel like you're not embarrassed to be seen in a restaurant, you're not embarrassed to have a cup of coffee with friends. And you feel good about yourself. But the best thing was I also had suffered with depression, and I'm not taking depression medicine anymore.
That's awesome.
I
That's
sleep
awesome.
all night long, which I was having trouble with that too. So my purpose in life now is not just my own health, but to help others find their peace in their body.
Awesome. That's the best gift you can give them, right? The
Yes.
gift of health is fabulous. Thank you, Denny. I appreciate that so much.
Yes.
Alex, you've got a very interesting story, Alex. Let's please, if you would, what are your health challenges and before CBD? Tell us if you would, please.
I'm going to be real quick and to the point so I can say all I want to say. In 1995, I was diagnosed with diabetes.
Yeah.
1995. Since 1995, I have never been able to control my blood sugar levels, and I'm sure a lot of folks out there with diabetes can relate. My days were like this. I'd follow all the regimens. I'd eat food. I would take the insulin, by measurement. I'd wake up in the morning at 150 to 180. Midday, I was always running between 200, 250. At night, I was still running 200 to 250, 260. That has been going on since 1995.
Long
And
time.
no matter what I did to try to lower it. Now, I'm not gonna, I did try a couple of times when I pushed it too much. I drove the sugar levels dangerously level by taking too much insulin. So I didn't want to do that, but maybe once or twice, okay?
Sure.
And I said, nope, not doing that anymore. So the other issue that was a problem is just with diabetes, and you develop a sense of lethargy where you every day, all the time, you feel tired. You can't ever get to that point of being, even when you're sitting in a recliner, you can't really relax. And again, I'll defer to my folks out there who have this problem, and you never get away from it. So, and the best way I could explain it, the best is when, like, getting in a car, for instance. I'll say it and make it a little humorous, but I didn't get in a car. I fell into cars. Because I would go to get in a car and I would start heading to sit down, and my energy would give out and I'd literally fall into the seat. And so that was like embarrassing situation, because I could visualize what it looked like. Boy, that old dude up, he can't even get in the car correctly. Is he drunk or something, or what the problem is? But that's what that was. And so what product did I start? I can tell you the exact date. It was March the 10th, 2013. I started taking the 500 milligram 10X Pure.
Yes.
And what happened was, I was skeptical and afraid. I'm not ashamed to admit that, because nothing had ever worked before.
Sure.
So I said, okay, I gotta check this. I gotta check the sugar. I got to. And then when I checked it, it was 118. I hadn't seen 118 in years. Okay.
Oh, fantastic.
I said, is this actually happening? Is this really true? Well, I'm gonna find out. We'll see what it is in the morning. So the next morning, 106. Noon, 121. The night, again, it was 118. I like that number. I don't mind seeing it. So what has happened to me is I actually have gained control of the blood sugar levels. So the energy come back. I can follow my wife around in Walmart now and keep up with her, so she's not embarrassed to be seen with me and all that kind of stuff. But those two things, and there's some other things too, but those were the two major, most obvious things. And so overall, I have an overall general improvement in health. My mind works better. And the way I explain that is, when I was in my sharpest in my college days, I could literally run 8 video cameras in my brain. I could keep up with 8 different things simultaneously, and at any time interrupt and stay on track.
Amazing.
I got down to about 3 cameras or less. As I'm sitting here looking at your beautiful face right now, you're in trouble because I'm running all 8 of those video cameras. And that's hard to, you don't know what that means.
Sure.
But my ability to reason and my ability to come up with things is greatly improved. So working on the nervous system, big time for me.
Absolutely.
So and to wrap it up, like it's been mentioned already, I have my life back.
Yeah.
And when I have my life back, I can do a lot of things.
Yes, you can.
A lot of things for a whole lot of people.
Doesn't that feel good?
Well, yeah. I mean, because it's hard to carry around a burden that, well, I wish I could do this. I wish I could do that. I just don't feel like doing it.
Exactly.
Now I want to lift the world. I mean, get out of the way, Atlas. Let me slide in there, buddy. I got you.
You're doing it. You guys are doing it. Both of you are doing fantastic, building a huge team really fast. It's amazing just watching you. I know you're putting a lot of hours, right? Lots of hours.
God bless the entire CTFO team for putting their minds together and their backgrounds and everything. You've done a wonderful thing here. You really don't realize yet what you've accomplished. And you were a prime example, Diane.
Thank you. Well, thank you both for being on. I really appreciate that. All right. Well, you have a good evening, and I'm going to bring on our last guest, and that is Terrilee Jenks. Terrilee, are you there? There, she's going to be there any second now. I was hoping you'd fall asleep on me there, Jerry.
No, my work computer works so different than my laptop, so I'm sorry.
That's
sorry,
okay.
I don't have a current picture either.
No, that's fine. Terrilee, we're gonna change it up a little bit, aren't we? We're gonna talk about a dear pet of yours, and I'm gonna let you share what was the challenges of. It was a dog that you have. That passed away though, I think, right? Correct? But had phenomenal results with our pet products, right? So if you would please, Terrilee, tell us about your challenges of your puppy.
Well, my story is about 2 pug brothers actually that both developed a neurological problem. I wish I'd had time today to look in the files because they were properly diagnosed by a vet in Chicago. And it's a rare body, a degenerative neurological disease that over time made them incapable of walking and being bowel continent. They were bladder continent, but they would not know that. My son owned one of these brothers, and I owned the little runt. So it became such a difficult dog to own because of watching them drag their back legs and not being able to walk. So my son Jamie decided that Stephen just didn't have quality of life, and put him down when he was 9, I believe. Odie just became this little hospice dog with me because I'm a hospice case manager, and I carried him everywhere, and he had his wagon, and I would put him on patients' beds, and he pretty much lived in my car. And instead of I got a Burley bike carrier, and I would take him for walks. Instead of walking with the leash, I would just put him in his wagon. So he went everywhere in a wagon, Odie in his wagon. Everybody knew that. And I started acupuncture on him. It was $85, and I did that every other week for a long time. After I left Chicago in 2012, I brought him out to Montana, and I found a really good vet that I had confidence in. And I looked for that acupuncture to work. I so much wanted, because she'd had some success with other dogs with neurological problems. So I kept thinking that it was going to work. And so I kept spending $85 and $85. And finally, a year later, I was thinking, oh my God, I've spent so much money. Still rides around in wagon. still the same old Odie. And then you called. I'll never forget when you called me, because one of the very first things I got was those doggy treats.
Yeah.
And I started him, and he loved them. And I started him on 2 in the morning, 3 times a day. He was 20 pounds. That's way too much. But it was so much cheaper than acupuncture.
Sure.
And I sprayed the drops on his food. And my unexpected results just have blown everyone away, and have this whole year. Because I think you called me in February.
Right.
And he just died of a UTI. I couldn't give him any more antibiotics. We went through 4 rounds, and he finally just died. But he's 17.
Wow.
But this is what happened when I started those treats that just blew everyone's mind. You know, dogs don't lie.
Exactly.
I started walking
Hmm.
all around the yard.
Hmm.
He wasn't dragging his feet. He was really walking.
Oh,
He
amazing.
got his energy back. It was just an unbelievable transformation in this dog. It's blown everyone's mind.
You're
that
making me cry.
That's something he, you know, it was a long time that he had this problem.
Sure.
And 4 days, he was walking all around our yard.
In 4 days. 4 days.
We saw his feet be able to hold himself up in 2 days. And he was actually going in circles all around the front yard. I have movies of it because it just blew our mind. So yes, I'm on every product CTFO has.
You are. I know that.
I mean, there's not one I don't buy. I buy every single one of them.
Any favorites?
I love the skincare. I love my hair on this new, I have 4 more inches of hair just from that hair system.
That's awesome.
And so my daughter-in-law has a hair salon here in Missoula, Montana, and she's starting to market that over there. But there's no disappointments. I sleep.
No.
I have a hard job working in hospice. I just lost 2 30-year-olds.
Sorry.
This last week, and sometimes I have trouble sleeping, but if I'm consistent with that oil, it just brings the whole body back into homeostasis. From what I've been able to read about the cannabinoid system, your body just gets back into wholeness, and I think that's what happened to Odie, and he became such a happy, chilled out dog. So yes, that was a great turnaround and he finally passed very peacefully at 17. So
wonderful. Thank you.
You gave him such a great last year, Diane. I got to tell you, thank you so much for calling me.
My pleasure. That's what it's all about, isn't it? Sharing and helping people and reaching out and touching lives. And
yes.
Dogs are a special place in my heart. So I've been waiting to hear this story, and I'm thrilled that you shared it with us. Thank you, Terrilee.
Yeah, well, thank you.
You bet. Well, Janet, that pretty much wraps it up for me, so I'll turn it back over to you.
Diane, that was amazing.
My pleasure. Thank you for allowing us to have this time together with you. So thank you.
I just thoroughly enjoyed every one of those testimonies. Thank you for the inspiring and informative interviews tonight. I'm so grateful to you, and to Amy and Denny and Alex and Terrilee for being transparent with us and sharing your incredible stories. It's important to mention that these stories reflect the personal experiences of these individuals and are not general claims of cures or guarantees that everyone will experience the same results. But these testimonies can help all of us to better understand how our CBD products have transformed the lives of these people and their pets. My hope for all of you is that your personal stories will become your million-dollar bestsellers as you share them with people you meet who are also looking for better health and extra money. I hope to have all of you back with us again to share how far you've gone with your health recoveries that will predictably lead you to greater wealth and lifestyle in the days to come. So here's my message to anyone here tonight who wants to learn more or is ready to give this business opportunity a try. Stories like the ones you heard here tonight are happening every day all over the world. More and more people are discovering the health benefits of CBD products And a lot of them would be ready to capitalize on our rich business opportunity if they knew about it. And that's where you come in. You have the opportunity to change the future outcome for your family, friends, work associates, or anyone you can reach who wants to feel better and make extra money, or both. All you have to do is get back to the person who invited you to this webinar and ask them to get you started in this timely business opportunity. That's really all there is to it. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Timing is everything. And now that the Farm Bill has passed through Congress and been signed into law, CBD sales are legal in all 50 states. So there will never be a better time to be on the front end of this remarkable opportunity. That's all for tonight. Thank you, and God bless you.